Hey everyone, so now we are continuing the Ethereum documentations, gas and fees. So let's start it. Gas and fees. Gas is essential to the Ethereum network. It is the flow fuel that allows it to operate in the same way that a car needs gasoline to run. Okay. Prerequisites to better understand this page, we recommend you first read up on the transactions and the EVM. Yeah, we have completed that. What is the gas? What is gas? Gas refers to the unit that measures the amount of computational effort required to execute specific operations on the Ethereum network. So basically, gas tells that how much computation is required to change the state in the Ethereum virtual machine. It specifies the efforts required. Since each Ethereum transaction requires computational resources to execute, those requirements have to be paid for to ensure Ethereum is not vulnerable to spam and cannot get stuck in infinite computational loops. Yeah, it's saying that as we know that Ethereum transactions require computation, so each computation must be charged. That's a simple funda of gas, so that no transaction will get stuck in an infinite loop. Also, we have read earlier that there's an upper limit for the transaction, so for the gas limit. Uh, I remember that it was around 5 million, 5 million gas. Payment for computation is made in the form of a gas fee. Gas fee is the amount of gas used to do operation multiplied with the cost unit for gas. Gas fee, what is it? It's some currency or some value in Ethereum native token Ether, uh, provided so as to get our transactions completed. It is actually the amount of gas used to do the computation multiplied by the unit multiplied by the gas price at that instant by the cost per unit gas. The fee is paid regardless of whether a transaction succeeds or fails, because you are doing the computation. Nevertheless, your transaction be successful or fail. EVM is supposed to do some computation. That's why you are charged, definitely charged. There's a diagram given into it. What is it? Like the gas availability, program counter, EVM code, operations, gas availability, program counter code, EVM code. Does operations require gas? An operation changes the state of the stack and has memory as well. Okay, and the stack memory goes to the account storage in the EVM. That also requires some more gas. Gas we have to pay in Ethereum's native currency Ether. Yeah, that has specified gas price usually quoted in GUI. GUI means gigawatt, means 10 to the minus 9 Ether, which is denomination of the ETH. Each k is equal to 1 billionth of an ETH, okay, or 10 to the minus 9 ETH. For example, instead of saying that your gas cost 0.8001 Ether, you can say that your gas cost 1 GWA. The word GWA is a contraction of gigawatt, meaning billion wave. One way is equal to 1 billion wave. Way itself named after Wei Dai, creator of B money, is the smallest unit of ether. ETH, smallest unit of ETH. Way. How are gas be calculated? You can set the amount of gas you're willing to pay when you submit a transaction. By offering a certain amount of gas, you are bidding for your transaction to be included in the next block. If you offer too little, validators are less likely to choose the transaction for inclusion, meaning a transaction may execute late or not at all. If you offer too much, you might waste some ETH. So how can you tell how much to pay? The total gas you pay is divided into two components, the base fee and the priority. Basically, it's saying that gas should be properly specified, like how much are we willing to pay. Like paying way less may result in not getting a transaction executed at all, and paying a lot is just wastage of our heat. What we can do is the total gas uh, we pay is divided into two components, the base fee and the priority fee. We have read it earlier that base fee is burnt by the Ethereum algorithm, and the priority fee just goes to the miner or the validator who is just minting the block or proposing a block. The base fee is a set of protocols. You have to pay at least this amount for a transaction to be considered valid. You should at least pay base fee in order to get your transaction included um, in the yeah. So the word GWay is a concatenation contraction of gigaway, meaning billion way. One way is equal to 1 billion way. Way itself, named after Vidai, creator of B money, is the smallest unit of ETH. Okay. So how a gas fee is calculated? Now coming to this section, you can set the amount of gas you are willing to pay when you submit a transaction. By offering certain amount of gas, you are bidding for a transaction to be included in the next block. If you offer too little, validators are less likely to choose a transaction for inclusion, meaning your transaction may execute late or not on. If you offer too much, you might waste some ETH. So how you can tell how much to pay? The total gas you pay is divided into two components, base fee and the priority fee. Yeah, we have seen that. The base fee is set of protocol. You have to pay at least this amount of your transaction to be considered valid. The priority fee is the tip that you add to the base fee. The priority fee is the tip that you add to the base fee to make a transaction attractive to validators so that they choose it for inclusion in the next block. So paying the base fee is a compulsion, whereas paying the priority fee is up to you. Like if you are paying the priority fee, then you are just attracting the validators to include your transaction into the block. Transaction that only transaction that only pays the base fee is technically valid but unlikely to be included because it offers no incentives to the validators to choose it over any other transaction. The correct priority fee is determined by the network usage you send at the time you send your transaction. If there is a lot of demand, then you might have to set your priority fee higher. But when there is less demand, you can pay less. For example, let's say Jordan has to pay Taylor 1 ETH. An ETH transfer requires 21,000 units of gas and the base fee is 10K. Jordan includes a tip of 2K. The total fee would now be equal to gas of units of gas used into base fee plus priority fee. That's 21,000 into 12. When Jordan sends the money, 1.000252 ETH will be deducted from Jordan's account. Taylor will be credited 1 ETH. The validator receives a tip 0.000042. The base fee 0.00021 ETH is burnt. ठीक है. Base fee. Every block has a base fee which acts as a reserve price to be eligible for inclusion in the block. The offer price per gas must at least equal the base fee. Offered price per gas must be at least equal to the base fee. The base fee is calculated independently of the current block and is instead determined by the blocks before it, making transaction fee more predictable for users. When the block is created, this base fee is burnt, removing it from circulation. Base fee is calculated by a formula that compares the size of the previous block. Okay. So there's a formula for calculating the base fee as well. I know that the base fee directly depends on the network, network traffic. Base fee is calculated by a formula that compares the size of the previous block, amount of gas used for all the transactions with the target size. Base fee will increase by maximum of 12.5% per block if the target block size exceeded. understood it to some extent. The base fee is calculated by the formula that compares the size of the previous block, amount of gas used for the transaction with the target size. The base fee will increase by a maximum of 12.5% per block if the target block size is exceeded. What does it mean? It means that target block size was actually 15 million, but in case it is exceeding, like the validator is including suppose 30 million transactions into the block, then the algorithm is going to increase the transaction fee by 12.5% for a complete 100% increase, and I hope that it will be proportional in case of any less amount of increase in the transaction number entered in the block. Just as you can see, when it was 15 million, 0% increase, 30 million, okay, no issue because it is just taking the previous one, no increase. But just after that, if there was in transaction, it will look at the previous one, it says, okay, last one had 30 million, means it was exceeding the target value. So we must increase the base fee by 12.5%, and that's why here it's showing that it's 112.5 going current base fee. Right. Following the table of work to create the transaction block number 9, a wallet will a wallet will let the user know with certainty that the maximum base fee to be added to the next block is current base fee into 112.5%. It's also important to note that it's unlikely we will see extended spikes of full blocks because the speed at which the base fee increases preceding a full block. It's also important to note that it's unlikely we will see extended spikes of full blocks because of the speed at which the base fee increases preceding a full block. It's saying that if the block was full in the last lot in the last block, then we are supposed to increase the base fee by 25% so that less number of people will do transaction in this block. Fine, yeah, it's right thing because we need to increase bonus transaction in this lesson. If that's the case, then why an validator just to choose 15 million as the gas fee for a block, as a gas for the block, and why not 30 million? At least he's getting some reward for each number of transaction. Might be very less, but yeah, they are getting. Block number 30 included gas 30 million. Fee increased to 5,000. Current base fee 2705.6k. Oh, unlikely. It's important to note that it is unlikely we will see extended spikes of full blocks because the speed at which the base increases preceding a full block. Priority tips. Okay, priority fee tips. The priority fee tips incentivizes validator to include a transaction in the priority in the block. Without tips,